Sounds good. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the activation or the healing part of the activation for USA. We're going to start with a little grounding and a clearing to disconnect us all from all that does not serve. You can feel free to close your eyes, bring your energy down into your breath for a moment, and then back up into your heart. I'm just going to quickly mute all who are not. All right. Please feel free to visualize as much of this as you need to bring the experience home for you. We call upon Archangel Ariel, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Metatron, Archangel Sandalphon, Blessed Mother Mary, and the Holy Sacred Spirit of God, to come to us all now and to clear, cleanse, and purify all forms of clear, cleanse, and purify us from all forms of manipulation and coercion, fear, dread, vulnerability, lies, deceit, and delusion, black magic, witchcraft, incantations, and spells, oaths, vows, and curses so spoken, all forms of psychic attack, misuse of crystalline energies, imposition of negative thought forms, bullying, and intimidation. Please clear, cleanse, and purify us from all angles of time and space. Please let it be so now. And within this decree, we ask that we are able to reclaim, integrate, and access all that is rightful for us at this time, and that we may be disconnected from all that does not serve our highest purpose at this time. Please clear, cleanse, and purify from all angles of time and space. Let it be so now. We ask for our auras to be cleansed with pearlescent light, to hold higher level vibrations, for our groundings to be cleansed and purified with titanium fire, to facilitate a deeper connection and understanding of Mother Earth. For the wonderful angelics that surround us will flush us with the most wonderful colors of rose quartz, indigo, lemon, and amethyst, purple, lilac, blue, and magenta. For Archangel Sandalphon to bring up the 12 golden anchors and the 12 rays of light, and for the sacred Holy Spirit of God to be with us all, and to bring through the sacred golden rays of the Christ consciousness, to align us with the truth of our sacred covenant and the Word of God. Breathe, feel your energy flow, and drench your path with light. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. I'll go right into it. So what I got, it reminded me of China first and the octopus we had last week, because I saw all like, but it was more like fingers, and today it became a bit clearer. So it's like the USA. It's sort of how do you say, crumbled like a piece of paper that you can just crush into a ball. So it's like everything's compressed, contained, compressed, suppressed, limited. The hand just now during the opening, the hand seemed to be very old. I do feel it has to do with the settlers. So that it wasn't like that always. And it's time to open the hand and give it space to be and breathe and for the energies to be able to enter and permeate every being. And and the ground and so I see that opening happening and the hand sort of holding America up out of the ocean. But now in all its like vastness and flat and of course not only flat, but yeah, not crushed together anymore.
Yeah, I received the word dread.
Dread.
Yeah, like dread is the thread that runs through that continent. It's like the current, that crushed reality. It's like it's just filled with dread. That's the word that I get.
Yeah. Yeah, that all makes sense to me.
And it makes sense to me energetically that the American people would be living in a state of constant dread, expecting the worst, constantly expecting the worst, prepared and ready to fight. That
resonates with that post we saw the other day about the Americans always feeling threatened and being ready to. Was a journalist. She's German. She lives in New York, and I'm not sure if it was her words, but she posted it on her status. So that's where I saw that she was speaking about the Americans being like always ready to fight, and that's why like everyone, the all the people with guns and everything. That's sort of showing that as well. Okay.
You want me to channel?
Do you have some
words? I
words?
do have some words. It's Thoth today who wants to channel.
Maybe we do
the audio.
The audio settings.
Is everyone else muted?
I think so, yeah.
Roma ke aila humate, ura ke lo ti. Though, wow, Thoth wants to refer to the island of his birth today. Though Alenka and David are based on Gozo, I rakolaite, my whole being resounds with the sound of, it's like the closest English I can find is, it's like the voice of America is like Thoth is yearning to use the voice of those people. u kaila hino mayane, uran telo, uran takai hula kakaino pi, para pulai me, iran roran tailo, uran roro riatelo ki, inana ole araho kanate. So today we connect the country of America more deeply than it is currently connected into the new reality. Puman telo puman kaya rero ki loma laya nigan ai lokati I ro rantai I ro ran helone. So deep within the earth, within the soil of America, ilo hilo ilo ti. We speak into the depths of the mountains. Iloha, iloha tikayaho. Iloha, iloate. Iloa iloti. Anan ora ala hukataya, ukataya, ukatayati. So who else but Thoth could tell you that the time has arrived? Ulan, Airo, Anake, the time to light up the lands as if they were magic lands. Anan hore, anan horai, anan ho takailo ki, nan no lan ho, nan ho leatai, loa kelo mi. So it is if there is a sadness that is beginning to lift off those lands. Alan ho ki ara kayato. For those lands have almost lived without the presence of a god for at least 200 or 300 years. Kumantai kumante loma laya helo ki rom rai ara ula anane noga tikailo noga ti ran urakai. So deep within the bowels of America, Ilan holo, where all is currently dark, era korote, ira koloti. There is great crystal beds, kuka kakaya, kuka kate, kuka kakaya he. And we speak to those those deep beds within the earth. Ulan ara kikaya ho, ulan hayati, namre nolo nagahe, nogo ara kimanano. That they may know the presence of a God, Kika, Kuka, Kakayaho, Kuka, Kakayane, Kula, Kakaya, Kulato, Namro, Astra, Golake. Namra kula kuka kai, kuka man astra ko, lomlai kuka kiname, lamla kuratai. So deep within the earth, within that crystal bed, there is a keyhole, they say. Kulan kayate, kulan kayati rome, mala mula mukatai, mala mukatelo kuka kanate. And you may sense or you may feel or see that there is a key to be inserted into that keyhole. Mara mora migatai, mara mogate, kolana kolana telo, kolana hailo, kotana ki, koaname. So from the far eastern shore to the far northernmost border, to the farthest western shore and the farthest southernmost tip, kuka kaya telo, kuka kakaya no. We begin the process of awakening the dormant crystal beds. Kilan kura kakaya ho, kulan kakaya me. And we call into them the divine light. Tukaya tukalo, tukaya tolo, kamaya he. Too long have those lands, this country, lain dormant in the world. Kira kuramai, koro tayaki. It is that time now that we call back gods into the lands of America. Naman norai noloto, nolo toro tayame. Kala kola kikate, lomlo airaki. Namro ro rara rakate. Roka astra olo mayane loki. Kuko kuko kamaya. Koko kamayati. Tolo tika astra me, tolo tika hailo mi. Aran ro ran kia telo man lo ara pakaya ho. So we call down the light. I ra ku kamai, ura kaya lo. Ki lan uro taigo ti taro arame. So that deep within the land there is an awakening a process that is beginning to awaken not just America, but across the planet. So when you're ready and willing to come back together from wherever you may be or might have been, we would welcome you back in the room when you are able to gently open your eyes and to feel into the body, into the heart, and into the legs and the arms. And if you would like to, you're welcome to say something about the experience.
I liked when you said connected deeper, because then I saw the arm going into the center of the earth.
Yeah, it's like America hasn't been connected.
Yeah.
It's just been doing what it wants to do. Doesn't really know it's not connected. It's just not connected to the rest of the planet.
Well, that was pretty obvious.
I didn't know that, though.
I may share.
Please.
Please.
So something different happened today when Mark started to talk. I started to cry immediately. I'm still crying a little bit, sorry. And I couldn't stop. And then Alenka also, I think you were crying, and I felt like a big pain in my chest. And then when Mark started the activation, what I felt is like if it was the crystals on the earth, but direct to America, and was like a black tornado that could not allow the crystals to connect to the light. And the angels were there trying to connect to the crystal, but this big black shadow was like stuck and preventing. And I could not connect. I could not see the connection between the angels and the crystals. So I don't know if it's something that we are just starting today. Maybe tomorrow we'll be able to connect, because I think the angels will be able to connect with the key.
Yeah.
So that's what I felt.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Really strong.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I also had
Still
that.
shaking a little bit.
I also had that pain in the chest. It has now moved to my shoulder, so we'll see what happens next.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. You may unmute yourself if you, yeah, perfect.
Yeah, I have had during the session big pain in the back of my head and going down to my shoulders. Ah! Awa, awa, awa.
Do you know if you have a life in America? I think it might be related to a life in America.
Yeah.
Catherine,
I think, okay.
did you want to speak?
Okay, Tatiana was definitely unmuted herself. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a shoulder also very heavy. It was just like tons of on the shoulders pain. And then when we were preparing or activating the crystal area for the opening, and I had this assurance came like, okay, tomorrow angels comes and they will give us key and it's all gonna be all right. Like it was like this, like this is what's gonna happen, so it's all good. And I was like, okay, and I just went with all the journey, but it was very heavy and a lot of shoulder, both of them just like heavy, and assurance that tomorrow we get the key, it's gonna be all right.
Well,
Thank you.
thank you, Tatiana, for having been carrying what you've been carrying in America.
Oh,
My pleasure, David.
really?
And we'll deliver the angels tomorrow, okay? We promise.
It's a joke, yeah. My pleasure.
There's just some contract being resolved here. Sorry for last time. I know, I'm sorry, but we're bringing the angels tomorrow.
Oh. Oh. Okay. Anybody else would like to share?
I'll just say that when I started my part at the beginning, my use of the English language just left me. I had to painfully remember each word. It was just like the energy was there immediately as soon as I started speaking, and I was like, "Wait, what's the next bit?" Like I've done this I've done this one thing 100 times, and I've never struggled with what comes next so often. It was just it's fun.
Wow.
Can I add to that? Thank you for sharing that, Mark, because I actually today was synchronously automatically every word of yours in the beginning, I was literally translating to Russian, like immediately. And I was like, I never done that before. That's interesting. It's like I was just translating as he was speaking. And I was like, oh, if somebody don't speak English, I can actually just go ahead and translate them as we speak, you know? So that was my beginning of experience when Mark was talking. So kind of interesting that I took it away from you. Or you forgot. I actually picked up and started carrying it on another language. So thank you for sharing that.
It's cool.
Like,
Actually, I had the same. It was like if I had to translate what he was talking in English, like with a delay to understand. And I was like, why I'm not understanding what he's saying in English? It was really weird.
Wow.
Yes.
Sympathetic language loss.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like if it was blocking to receive the information. Oh,
Wow.
So I've channeled Thoth before, but not in that manner. Like it's almost like I can feel his emotion. Like he's been waiting to activate America because it's like his words. It's like America's been godless for however long that's been since the settlers came and took over the country. Because there used to be the presence of God in the land, and that's been absent for that time. And it's like he is activating the presence of God in America. Like he's been waiting for that.
Tasneem wanted to share, I think.
I just wanted to say that I also felt the heaviness in the heart center, in the heart and chest, and then it shifted up to here. So when we were done, the pain is stuck here.
Yeah. Same here. That's interesting.
I want to add when David was chilling in Thor, there start episodes coming to my mind about how Americans always ready to fight. That was so resonated with me as I live in America for last 25 years. And I just start having this episodes of like visuals, images of where, yeah, that's so true. We always ready, we always in threat or some kind of threat, and we're ready to fight, and it's very strongly resonates. So I hope we will kind of chill out and relax after. Yeah, we're ready to fight. It's so true. And I thought Russians were more like this, like we always, but no, Russians are not like Americans. Americans, guns, let's go, I'm ready, It's very true. And settlers, what violence, what they came in, it was always fight. It was always, but settlers came to America. It's very bloody days, times. So that was very, I never look at that way, I'll be honest with you. So the Thor opened my eyes today to look around with that consciousness. Thank you.
Yeah, Chantal and then Constance. Yeah.
Yeah. In the beginning, it almost felt like this was penetrating into multiple frequencies, dimensions. And it was hard for me to understand what was happening. I couldn't breathe. And I saw these bubbles come up from the darkness, and it looked like a heart started beating. And the bubbles went into the lungs, like you could breathe, but it was very tight in there, like a dark space. It was almost like watching this heart beat, trying to come to life again. And it was definitely not, I'm interested to see how it develops tomorrow. And also the light was very much in the crystal grid and from the top, but it was like battling to get through some very dense forces or freak energies or very, very powerful. And I also had the pain in my heart move up to my neck. So definitely lots of synchronicities there. And yeah, it feels like it's a long time coming for this land to be blessed with this love. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Constance.
Well, I raised my hand to talk, but I actually don't even know if I'm going to be able to talk because my tongue feels like it's like swollen or something, like like it wants to speak a truth, but it's being held down somehow. And to be quite honest, I don't normally feel any of this darkness at all. And so and it feels like this whole session has been kind of permeated with the darkness of America and the fight and the will to survive somehow. It's a valuable reminder for me because I know there's truth to that. I know that kind of a feeling is very big out there. I know it's the reality that a lot of people in this country are living in right now. It doesn't touch me. It just doesn't touch my life and me personally. So I almost feel like I live in a bubble somehow, even though I'm aware of that's how it is out there. So the image that comes to me, and it's really weird because I didn't even have very many images during this whole thing today. It's like I'm disconnected from that somehow, like I'm like in the eye of the storm somehow, like there's a tornado and I'm in the eye of the storm. And I often have to be reminded by that that's how it is out there. I listen to podcasts and things. I don't listen to normal news, but I keep my pulse on, my fingers on the pulse of what's going on out there. And there is a lot of dread, a lot of fear, a lot of what's going on in this country, what's happening, is my life going to just tailspin? All these kinds of feelings that are very dark, in my fellow Americans. So I guess I did get my tongue a little bit. I would hope that in our process here, we're going to be able to expand that eye of the tornado out into it and just kind of maybe dissipate it somehow, cleanse it somehow, bring hope to it somehow, bring new growth to it somehow, bring new hope and aliveness and light to this country. Thank you for everybody for participating in that.
Thank you, Constance.
Can I make a question?
Of course.
We have the lunar eclipse tonight, and it's going to be visible in the whole Americas. And they say that the energy of the eclipse will be really strong here in the whole continent. Do you see any impact on what we are doing and the lunar happening?
There's never any coincidence between any of the work we do and any other astrological object that might be floating around in the sky.
It has nothing to do with us.
It's pure coincidence that these things happen simultaneously. It's got nothing to do with us. And the divine plan, what's the divine plan? And
so I see the what does it mean, the lunar eclipse? Is that the moon covered? That's the moon covered, isn't it?
The Earth is between the sun. If you believe in the flat Earth, I apologize. But there's a round thing called the sun, and there's a round thing called our planet, and our planet blocks the sun, so the moon gets eclipsed by, I think that's what you mean.
Yeah, it's a full moon, full eclipse of the moon, they call it blood moon, and it's in Virgo. Virgo stands for order. So it's kind of pretty cool what we're going through here. And it's on 13 and 14, and today and tomorrow. So we're right in that blood moon, get put in order, blood moon in Virgo, full eclipse when the moon get big, like you said, covers the sun completely. It's a full eclipse. And so powerful energy, yeah.
Well, I see a lot
and
of
they say
light.
that everything that is hidden will come up.
Exactly. So that's what I see. America is terrified of the truth. And the truth is deeper than the truth that's being told. So the settlers came, right? And they had to leave the terror that they were existing in Europe. And it was terrible. Some of them were forced, some of them were starved, some of them were slaves before they left for America. So they came and then they terrorized and they took over the land. But the terrors never left, you see. They're still terrified. They tried to escape, but they never got free. That's how I look at this sense of dread, that's what's holding everything in place, because they're still stuck with that dread that they've always had. And until that is seen, which is what we're acknowledging, I think, I don't know how this works for the rest of, I don't know what to say. You were going to say something to me or stop me from talking?
No, I just wanted to add something. It's about the healing never took place. It's so often, if you look at a family with an abused child and that child gets kids later, it's most likely, I mean, often these things just repeat if someone doesn't do the healing, right? So that's how I see it. And when you asked about the lunar eclipse, I definitely see a lot of light coming down. So and now that it's open, like with what I saw with the hand and opening the land, so it's now actually ready to receive, sort of, right, which wasn't possible before from an energetic point of view, I guess. Yeah.
Anyway, I just generalized a lot there. I didn't speak to or for everyone in America when I generalized magnificently, as I sometimes do. So I apologize if I overgeneralized and offended anybody.
Well, healing is definitely always a good idea.
But I'm very grateful for what you're saying, Constance, about the bubble, right? And it sounds like you have a pristine environment. Yeah, it's very beautiful.
I just want to remind everyone too that, all these outside forces, even the lunar eclipse, I mean, it's not only happening to us. We are it happening. We are it happening. We aren't like victims of it. It is us happening. It is us revealing ourselves. And so it's so important what we are revealing about ourselves to transform everything.
Yeah.
On that note,
I
oh, do you want to say something?
yeah, I just don't like the word victim in there because I just don't like
I wanted to add
yeah.
something, if that's okay. As Constance was speaking earlier, I thought because, yeah, there was a lot of, maybe you were speaking about being ready to fight and all of that. And now that we have these intense energies happening right now in this very moment, right, with the eclipse going on. So I think this was a reminder for us to start collectively observing. And I was watching, just when I was visualizing, it was, for me, it was just a door, a golden door, the whole America. So it's just a reminder to start collectively observing it in the opposite way, right? What we already are, not what we expect, or what it was, or what is outside, which doesn't belong to us, but what it belongs to this group. It's that being, that change that already exists. So just a reminder to keep it, like, to expand it consciously, because it's already here. It's our reality now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for adding that.
Thank
Beautiful.
you.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Sound, we got
So
it.
the song is called Beauty Surrounds Us, which picked itself before the call. So I think it's very appropriate from what Constance is saying, what you're saying, Tal, is to look for the divine. Like, where is the beauty? Yes, in America, where we are today, but wherever we are in the world. Yay, yay, yay.
Okay, beautifuls. Tomorrow, 1 hour earlier. I hope that works for you guys. I'll put it in the chat as well. And yeah, looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, 1 hour earlier. Thank you. Woohoo!
Thank you, America.
Thank you, America. Thank you, Vicky.
Thank you all.
Thank you all.
Thank you all.
Ciao. Ooh, can't find the